We're starting to stream. Selamat malam semua. Thank you for being punctual. And yes, today we have our we're starting to stream. Kita ada special sharing by our new silver leader Suraya. Okay, let's give another 2 minutes probably.
Alright, Liz.
We'll start. Hold on.
Okay.
Beli benda tu tak pakai. Mana? Tu, tengok. Kita nak beli tu.
Oh, itu pun pakai ni berat.
Dah trial?
Belum.
Minta semua mute your audio Saya minta saya nak cuba mute semua. Ya, nanti saya try to mute because please mute your audio. I have
Tamara, outside push door.
Sharon, kat mana Sharon nak mute semua sekarang ni? Kat participant
Dekat participant, mute all.
Mute all, okay.
Lepas tu, Kak Liz boleh mute upon entry juga. So kalau nanti orang masuk dia terus terus mute.
Itulah, yang tu selalu bila kita mute, nanti orang masuk je. Oh dah mute upon entry dah. Okay.
Boleh je.
Okay.
Ada?
Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, I can. Dah. I've unmuted myself. Can you hear me? You can see me. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the session tonight. Thank you for taking your time out malam ni to join us. So just a little background on myself. I became a member of Young Living. Liz, I boleh start, Liz?
Please do.
Yes, okay. So I became a member of Young Living this year in April. Sebelum tu, I memang guna these oils. I've been using it for my physical healing for about 5-6 years, lama jugalah. Tapi I tak pernah jadi member. I became a member in April, and when I became a member, I didn't want to do it as a business. Saja je nak join jadi member and user lah. But then I learned bila I joined all the classes, I learned that you could actually make an income if you turn this into your business. So that's how I started being a builder and a little bit more than a user lah when it comes to Young Living. And I'm very happy that I've joined Lisa's team, and I look forward to working with the team a lot more this this coming year, hopefully. All right. So today we're going to talk about emotional wellness, and here we go. Sorry, can you hear now? Dengar tak semua?
We can hear you, but yeah. You mean
Let
yourself
me
or
see
the
again.
video? Okay.
Hang on ya, let me just, can you hear me? Sebab the video please, okay. Sekarang boleh dengar ya?
We can hear you. Your video ni ada audio ke?
Tak dengar apa-apa
Liz,
ke?
Liz, I continue ya?
Yes, please.
Can you hear or not anything on the video?
We can't.
Oh, you can't hear anything. Okay. All right. So hang on ya. Sekejap ya. The video.
Video ada audio apa? Ada
Video
eh?
ada audio tak dengar. So
Tak dengar.
it's okay. Okay, it's okay. I will apa tu? I akan start balik ya. Okay. Okay. So hang on ya Liz, I kena tukar the sharing page. All right. Okay. So can you hear me now? I start, yeah? Okay. Thank you so much for taking your time to join us tonight. In our Zoom session today, we're going to be talking about emotional wellness and using essential oils to help us. But special note today is we're going to be using all the basic oils from your starter bundle kit. So inshallah everybody here tentu dah ada your starter bundle oils kan? So you can have it ready kalau nak guna as you can try and paste. So sebelum I start, I doakan this session will be beneficial and akan bermanfaat for you and your loved ones. And I hope you will enjoy it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sebelum kita get into the emotional wellness part, let's have a look at the basics of how emotions play a major role in our lives. Emotions are powerful and they provide momentum initiating action. And every emotion ni dia ada negative and positive polarity. So untuk setiap perasaan negatif akan ada perasaan bertentangan kepadanya, which is perasaan positif tu. So contohnya greed. So the polar opposite kepada greed adalah giving. Why is knowing the polarities important? So we need to be able to access both polarities in order to be fully alive and to have good emotional wellness. Okay. Before I continue, I would just like to share that I use this book. Can you see me? This book on emotional healing, Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils by Caroline Main as a reference to my presentation. Yeah. Buku ni memang penuh dengan information about emotional wellness. So when we go through emotions, there's two ways that we can handle the emotions. Yeah, so we can release it atau we can hold it. So kalau kita release, as it's a positive emotion, we will feel good. So contohnya ketawa, we always feel good lepas ketawa kan. But if it's a negative emotion that we are releasing, selalunya kita akan end up feeling bad. Contohnya kita tengah marah, lepas tu kita release kemarahan kita kat orang-orang dekat kita. Mungkin awal-awal kita rasa lega, tapi lepas tu mesti rasa bersalah kan, marah-marah orang and all that. Okay? Right. Sometimes if we don't release the emotion, we hold on to it. If you're holding on to a positive emotion, it allows you to use the energy for positive or to create expressions through work or play. But sometimes we hold on because nak express negative side of an emotion too is usually quite painful. So we develop defenses to protect ourselves. Kadang-kadang kita ignore, kita repress, kita sumbat dalam negative emotion kita. So apa akan jadi? Eventually, it will cause physical and emotional pain. Okay. Now let's look at how emotional patterns are formed. Ia akan terbentuk bila kita berada dalam situasi that requires a response that is fear-based to protect us from harm. So selalunya either physical or emotional trauma is what causes pain. This triggers the trauma and the trauma will start to initiate an emotional pattern. And the pattern is this. Every emotional energy that gets generated during trauma enters the body. And then bila dia tak dapat release, it gets stored. Dia simpan dalam organ atau gland with the same vibrational energy. Setiap organ ada its own vibrational frequency. And each emotion also has its own vibrational frequency. So the emotion will scan the body and then dia akan settle in the area where the corresponding frequency is. So for example, anger always settles in the liver, right? Now the memory of the trauma, the memory pula, it gets stored in the limbic system of the brain, which is the seat of the emotion. Now your minds create a belief and you attach it to the emotional memory stored in the limbic system of the brain. And the emotional response is stored in the cellular memory throughout the body and becomes automatic. So nampak tak betapa pentingnya emosi kita? It affects our entire being in its entirety. Daripada body kita, the organs and the glands, to the brain, to the limbic system, to the cellular level. Every cell in your body is affected by your emotions. So why is it important to release? Okay, so our emotional wellness is important untuk kesihatan and kesinambungan diri. Kerana why? Because emotional patterns are held in the body. Kan tadi I cakap the glands or the organs keep this emotional pattern. So bila kita bury that emotion, they are stored in the body, like I said, in the cellular memory and all that, yeah. Kadang-kadang pernah tak rasa macam we keep reacting negatively to the same situation even though we try not to, ataupun kita rasa kita macam tak boleh control kita punya emotion. Now the reason for that is because trauma sets up the initial process. But the similar situation, any similar situation will trigger the pattern. Okay. Before we start the emotional release session, we have to understand that there are requirements, okay? So you need to be able to identify the pattern that is linked to the emotion. Identifying the pattern means that you are bringing it to I tengah baca komen ketawa pula. Identifying pattern ni means that it is linked to it's bringing it to the consciousness. Okay? Because you have to bring it to the conscious level sebelum kita boleh address that emotion. Now, understanding the pattern, kita kena look at the pattern that triggers this emotion. And then kita look at the polar opposite of that emotion. And the next thing is we have to learn the lesson by discovering the way out of the situation. And the way out of the situation is saying your affirmations, okay? And we have to clear and reprogram the pattern. What happens after that is the clearing and the reprogramming of the pattern in the body's cellular memory. So when you let go of negative emotions, you're actually changing your DNA. That's how deep this goes, yeah? Now releasing the pattern from memory held in the limbic system, that happens with the help of oils. Good job. Okay. How does essential oils help? Kita cakap kita nak guna the oils for emotional release, right? So we know that essential oils, they have vibrational frequencies that can shift patterns. Everything exists in vibrational frequencies. How? So when applied on acupuncture points, acupuncture alarm points, these essential oils, they send the frequency directly to the specific organ. Every emotion will have a corresponding alarm point. Kan tadi cakap kalau anger tu dia kepada liver. So all points are located and treated. Okay. So kalau anger tu dekat liver, kita apply essential oil ni kepada directly to the specific alarm points. Okay, to lift the frequency of that organ. The second way it helps is smelling the oil. When you smell it, it releases the pattern from the limbic system of the brain, providing direct access to the body's cellular memory. Dia direct access. A study dekat NYU recently kan, well a few years ago, the amygdala gland, which is where the limbic system of the brain stores and releases trauma in the body, right? It does not respond to sound, sight or touch, but it only releases trauma through the sense of smell. How heavy is that? How amazing is that? Sebelum kita start the emotional release session, these are the 7 things that you need to know how to carry out the emotional release session. Right. Pertama sekali, tadi I mentioned, right, you need to identify. But when you're doing the clearing process, you need to identify and you need to feel the emotion or behavioral pattern. And you must be an active participant. Tak bolehlah kita nak emotional release kat orang lain yang tak willing to release their emotions, nak buat kat husband kita ke, tak boleh. They have to be an active participant. Okay, so when you want to identify the emotion, you can ask yourself, what do I feel or why am I feeling this way? Okay. Second is to pair your emotion with the companion essential oils. Setiap oil dia akan ada kawan emosi dia. Okay. Ketiga, and today we're going to talk specifically the kawan emosi of all the oils in the starter bundle. Yeah. Ketiga, we have to feel the other side of the emotion. In this blue book yang I tunjuk tadi tu, dia akan ada all the references. So this emotion, the opposite side, it's all listed in the book. The fourth thing is apply the oils to the alarm points. Tapi sebelum kita apply, kita kena activate the oil. Okay. So the fourth thing is we apply the oils to the alarm points, and some points require corresponding acupuncture point. So that means some points tu kita tak boleh access physically. So you can use the acupuncture points. And they have the chart in this book as well, but I'll be showing you the summary of the chart as well kejap lagi. Okay. The fifth step, you have to apply the oils or touch the emotional points of the frontal eminences. I tunjuk sekejap, frontal eminences is here, above your eyebrow here, okay? And to enhance the release even further, you can put it, apply it on the anterior frontal, which is the crown. You can apply it at the back of the base of the skull, which is the release point, and the filter points kat belakang telinga ni dekat base of skull. Okay, so the release points, it helps to release the emotional pattern. And filter point ni, it filters the energy that would pull a person back, dia pergi balik dekat old pattern tu. So kita apply dekat filter point juga. Now the sixth step, kita focus or kita say that statement that provides the way out. That's where you say your affirmations. Bila you say your affirmations ni, you buat cupping. Cupping is, it means you ambil your hand, when you drop the oil, you put your hand like this, you put it over your nose and your mouth. And you do deep breathing. Okay? Kita inhale and exhale the negative emotion, and then kita inhale and exhale the positive emotion. Okay? And we focus on the statement. We focus on the statement that provides the way out. All right? Until you feel a shift. So you can repeat this procedure as needed. It can be done 1, 3, 7, 10 or 18 kali for 1 minggu, 3 minggu, 7 minggu, sampai pattern, the emotional pattern is no longer present. Okay, you can apply the essential oils every 15 minutes even, sebab our body will excrete essential oils within 20 minutes to 2 hours. It will excrete naturally. Or you can even apply the essential oils at night. So when you apply it, when you're doing the clearing procedure at night, before you go to bed, you allow the subconscious to process the emotional patterns during sleep. Okay. Okay, before we continue, this is the reference chart for the corresponding alarm points. Kat sini, this is very small, but if you look at the book, it's one full page. Okay. I won't be able to share this on every slide because it becomes too small. Before we start this going to lavender, I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to switch on my video and just share with you the way to activate oils. So this one I belajar dekat, of course there's a summary in the book, but I also learned it in 1G's class. So you take the oil, you drop the oil into your non-dominant hand. So kalau you are right-handed, you drop in the left hand. Kalau you're left-handed, you drop in the right hand. So dropping tu jangan dekat sangat, biar sejengkal. So you aerate the oil, right? So ambil lah 1, 2 drop, 1 drop. Okay, dah drop tu, kita ambil kita punya opposite hand, kita rub it 3 times clockwise. Clockwise so that it emulates the DNA coil. Okay. Lepas tu, you can apply it on the acupuncture points. Kat sini ke, kat sini ke. And the same oils you use for when you're doing your affirmations, it's already in your hand, you do cupping. And then you do your affirmations. You deal with the negative energy and you bring in the positive energy with your affirmations. Okay. So now we're going to start. Anybody yang nak join buat ni, get your oils ready ya. Okay. So lavender, is known as the oil of, oh, before I start, I just nak cakap another thing as well. If you find yourself yawning ke, burping ke, nangis ke when you're doing this emotional release, this is also a form of release, okay? Harap-harap it's not because this session is boring lah sampai korang yawn dengan nangis. Hopefully it's because of the emotional release. Okay, so lavender, hang on. Okay, lavender is known as the oil of conveyance. Apa benda conveyance tu kan? It's called conveyance sebab dia tolong kita, it helps us to freely convey ourselves. So this is suitable untuk siapa-siapa yang ada issues of abandonment, kena tinggal ke, takut kena kutuk ke, that's fear of criticism, and unfoldment. Unfoldment ni apa? Unfoldment ni nak cakap tapi tak tercakap, nak express tapi tak terexpress. So yang rasa abandonment tu, the other side of abandonment, so in this bracket dekat sini, this colour here, that's the opposite emotion, okay, of the negative emotion. So this is the positive emotion, the opposite and positive emotion. So at-one-ment, so it's being in the present lah.
So
Okay.
tak nampak slide dia orang cakap. Apa? This
It shows here my screen sharing is paused. Sekejap. Okay, can you see now? Nampak tak?
I can see.
I think should be able to.
Okay, can, sorry.
Okay, can see already, yeah? Okay, so I was saying lavender ni is all of conveyance, so it deals with issues of abandonment, criticism, and unfoldment. So the alarm points for each of the emotion, yeah, each of the negative emotion. Macam mana nak cakap ni? Okay. For issues of abandonment, the alarm point is the small intestine. Okay, and the affirmation is I embrace all of life experiences. Small intestine ni according to this chart, tapi dia terlalu kecil lah. Small intestine ni dia dekat sini. Okay, on the right and left side. On the right and left side, if you go here, it also shows small intestines kat sini. Okay, and when you're doing this healing, you're supposed to say the affirmation, I embrace all of life's experiences. Okay. You breathe in your issues of abandonment, you breathe it out, you breathe it in, you breathe it out, and then you say the affirmation. Fear of criticism, the opposite emotion is unconditional love and acceptance. The alarm point is the skin, and the affirmation is I allow movement. So skin ni dia dekat, sekejap ya, dia dekat kidney area I rasa. It's above the kidney area for skin, yeah. And for issues of unfoldment, the opposite emotion is openness, okay. And the affirmation is rough nucleus, which is at the back of the head, and the affirmation is I accept growth. So rough nucleus ni dekat tengah-tengah kepala kat sini. Alright, say rough nucleus kat sini. Betul kat tengah tu. Alright, so we move on. So lavender, it helps with emotional honesty and feeling free to share your true self. Okay, now peppermint. Peppermint ni is oils of weightlessness. Sebab ia, it helps to lighten the body, mind and spirit. Okay, peppermint oil ni is suitable for those who have fear of dependence, feelings of failure and feelings of restriction. So kalau kita ada perasaan macam kegagalan, contohnya lah kita ni aim nak enroll 10 orang bulan ni tapi dapat seorang je, contoh, mesti rasa macam failure kan. So kita boleh guna peppermint in our emotional release, okay? And you can use it on the alarm points of medulla. Medulla alarm point dia is behind the ear on the right side of the neck. And you can use the affirmation, I am open to new experiences. For those yang ada fear of dependency, the other side of it is freedom. The alarm point is the thymus. Thymus ni dia dekat clavicle. Clavicle tu dekat macam depan body kita ni lah. Mana ni? Dia dekat sini. Okay? And your affirmation is I accept growth. And for feelings of restriction, sekarang ni maybe MCO rasa restricted, tak boleh ke sana ke sini ke, the alarm point is the thalamus. You can use the affirmation I am sufficient. Okay. So peppermint, it assists with invigorating the mind, body and spirit. And it also helps giving strength for people to face their emotional reality. Okay, now we move on to lemon. Okay, lemon ni penuh satu slide sampai tak ada tempat. Actually, I also myself just discovered that this all has so many uses in terms of emotional healing. I know in terms of other things, lemon is quite good because it cleanses your system and all that. But even for emotional healing, it has so many uses. So lemon ni is suitable kalau kita ada feelings of being left behind, entitled, fear of detachment, fear of emptiness, frustration, fear of being unreliable, regret, remorse, self-blame, sadness, stuck and suffocated. That's a lot of emotions kan. Actually time MCO ni macam-macam perasaan kot yang keluar. So kepada any of you that are feeling any of these emotions, lemon can help you with that. The emotion of being left behind, the opposite emotion is move. The affirmation is I am free to move forward. The alarm point is the limbs, which is the right and left above your breast, dekat chest depan tu. Okay. Emotion of entitlement, the opposite emotion is respectful. The affirmation is I am compassionate. And the alarm points is the parathyroid. Parathyroid ni dia dekat neck area, dekat kalau kita ada Adam's apple, I tak adalah Adam's apple tu, tapi dia macam dekat Adam's apple tu, tapi kiri kanan atas sikit daripada Adam's apple tu. Okay. Fear of detachment. The affirmation is, the opposite emotion is sustained. The affirmation is I can stand alone. And the alarm points is on the spinal cord. Base, spinal cord ni base of the neck. Okay, you can apply it there. Ataupun dekat your thumb area. Dia dekat along the thumb area. Now feelings of emptiness, you can, the opposite emotion is being full. And the affirmation is I'm complete. You can apply it on your breast, closer, dekat near your breast area, because that is the alarm points, dekat the breast. Frustration, the opposite emotion is accomplished. The affirmation is I move beyond my limitations. And the alarm points is the common bile duct. So it is right under the breast ataupun the left hand dekat the small finger, dekat palm, dekat base of the small finger. Okay. Unreliability. Those suffering from feelings of unreliability. The opposite emotion is reliable. And then sambil you buat tu, you baca affirmation, I honor myself. And the alarm point is the unconscious, which is right and left side of the outer eye. Jangan letak dekat mata, dekat outer eye. Nanti jadi lain pula letak kat mata. Alright. So feelings of regret. Kita opposite emotion is fulfilled. Affirmation is I understand this experience. Sorry ada typo experience ni. And the alarm point is the tonsils. Tonsils ni dekat top of the neck. Dia dekat atas sekali. Okay, dekat kiri kanan atas sekali. Near the glands. Okay. Now, feelings of sadness. Sorry, there's yes, okay, thank you. So feelings of sadness ni, the opposite emotion is joy. Lepas tu kita affirmation is I see the humor. And the alarm points is the CNS, the central nervous system ataupun the lymph. Ni pun dekat the top of the throat, under the neck. Okay, kat tengah-tengah ni. Okay. Feeling of being stuck. The opposite emotion is transformed. The affirmation is I experience. And the alarm points is the sinus. Sinus ni dia betul-betul kat tengah forehead kita. Betul-betul kat tengah. Alright, so you can just apply that all there. And feelings of being suffocated. The opposite emotion is breathe. And the affirmation is I can breathe. And the alarm point is the pleura, which is the left. Dia tinggi sikit sebelah kiri, depan kita. Tinggi sikit, higher than the armpit kat depan. Okay. Lemon helps with centering our attention. So, and then dia restore energy kita, clearing self-judgment like I can't. Yang mana-mana rasa saya cakap, alah aku tak boleh lah buat Zoom ni, rasa macam tu lah. So, can bersapu lemon. Sorry, something happened again? Are we okay? All right. Okay, so we can move on to frankincense, the oil of honesty. The oil of honesty sebab it encourage us to let go of low vibrations. Okay, so if you're feeling dizziness macam vertigo, some people say vertigo, some people say vertigo, worthlessness atau macam geram sangat, lies and deceptions and negativity macam tu. So this is the oil for you. Dizziness ni, so Frank assists with creating new perspectives. And it lets us go of low vibration. It helps us let go of low vibration. Okay. Dizziness ni, the opposite emotion is directed. And the affirmation is I take back my movement. Okay. Emotion of worthlessness, you bring up the opposite emotion, which is approval. And the affirmation is I am valuable. And the alarm point is the gums and teeth. Tapi jangan letak dekat gums and teeth tu. Dia actually, the acupuncture point is on the cheekbone, selari dengan the base of your nose. Okay. Now emotion geram sangat. Okay. Sampai nak cakap something. Okay. Nak cakap some bad words lah. So you can use the opposite emotion, which is detachment. Right? And the affirmation, I stand in my power. And the alarm point is the ego. Okay, which is the mid lungs tu, dekat tengah-tengah tu, about 2 inches apart. Ataupun the middle of the palm, right and left hand, middle of the palm. Okay, let me just read the, hang on, just going to the chat. Okay, right. So we move on to Kopaiba. Oh sorry, dah habis kan this one? Bila kita geram tu, kita baca, kita inhale frankincense tu, lepas tu kita, breathe in, breathe out, geram tu, breathe in, breathe out, geram tu, kita affirm to ourselves, I stand in my power, until you feel the shift. Okay, you feel the shift and then you can stop. And you can repeat it again. Okay, after 15 minutes sampai you dah lepas geram tu. Ataupun and then apply dekat ego ya. Ego ni dekat, tadi I cakap dia dekat middle, below the lungs, about 2 inches apart, right and left side. Ataupun in the middle of the palm. Okay. So Kopaiba ni is the oil of unwanted baggage. Okay. Now it deals with feelings of not getting enough or lies. Okay, so for lies, the opposite emotion is truth and the affirmation is wisdom. and you apply it to the alarm points is the spinal cord. Okay. And feelings of not getting enough. The affirmation is I am satisfied. The alarm points is the stomach. Stomach alarm point ni dia middle of the chest, in line with your nipples. Dia betul-betul tengah your breast. Okay. Copaiba ni, it helps us with keeping us in the present moment. And it also helps soothe anxious feelings as well on top of all of this. Okay. Tips ni my favourite. Sebab apa dia my favourite? Sebab dia deal with emotions of uncertainty and negative emotions like sneakiness, dengki ke, jahil ke. So I suka ni sebab dia deal with emotions of uncertainty. Kenapa? Sebab contohnya kan, kita ni kan sekarang tengah berniaga time MCO. So kita uncertain lah, boleh ke tak kita nak maintain rank sama bulan lepas. Right? So bila kita going through this emotion, we can do this emotional release session. Okay? So the opposite side of uncertainty is focused. Yang ini I boleh potong, I cut paste sebab dia satu-satu kan. So I cut paste the graph and I put it here. Okay. And the alarm points is the saliva gland and the affirmation is I am clear and focused. Saliva gland dia kat sini. Bawah telinga kita dekat jawline right there. That's the saliva glands. Okay. So as you are, after you activate the oil, you boleh terus letak dekat your alarm points and then you do your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, 3 kali, 4 kali until you feel a shift when you say your affirmations. Okay, so sneaky ni, the opposite emotion is direct and the affirmation is I'm clear and the alarm point is the common bile duct. I dah crop the hujung is here, right here, underneath the left breast kat sini. Dia dekat dengan lymphatic congestion. Okay. So tips ni dia bagus juga untuk negative situations. Okay, maybe kat tempat negative vibes lah, bukan situation, negative vibes. Tempat kerja kita, tempat kerja kita maybe ada kawan kita punya colleague yang dengki ke. Sorry, siapa kena mute lah Liz. Okay. Sorry, someone's mic is on. Boleh mute kan?
Okay, ada unmute dia dah. Ada mute dia.
Oh, sorry. Okay, can you hear me? Dah boleh dengar Okay. So I was saying tadi, so tips ni kita boleh guna in an area where there's negative vibes. So if you have a colleague who's dengki or maybe boss yang jahil ke, as example je, kita tak boleh paksa diorang buat emotional release session kan kalau diorang macam tu. So what we can do is we can diffuse the teeth in the area, because what teeth does is it cleanses the negative energy. So teeth dia pun tolong untuk ward off the energetic parasite and domineering personalities, orang yang suka macam memaksa kita ke apa ke, or other negative influences. So dia helps kita untuk give strength to also say no. Okay, so macam bos kita ni maybe dia dah bagi kita 10 projek, lepas tu dia nak bagi kita juga lagi, tapi kita tak boleh say no. So thieves actually can help you to give that strength for you to say no. Okay, so that's why it's my favorite one. Now, digest. We move on to digest. It's the oil of fullness. It helps with feelings, with when you are feeling disillusion. So disillusion tu macam mana? Disillusion tu macam kita baru perasan something we thought was true, tapi sebenarnya bukan. Atau kita rasa benda tu best sangat. Kita percayalah benda tu best. Sekali tengok-tengok tak best. So for example, kita bagi example lain sikit lah. Maybe masa kecil kita percaya kat Santa Claus. So tiba-tiba dah besar dapat tahu alamak Santa Claus tu tak betul. Okay. So you have these feelings of being disillusioned. Okay. So the opposite of feeling disillusioned is substance. Okay. And the alarm point is the appendix. Yang ni pun I sempat masuk. So the appendix should be here. Yes, it's right there. Right side of the body, atas dekat hip bone ni kan. Okay. Affirmation is I see the reality. Okay. The digest ni, it also helps with individuals who lack interest in life. And then dia boleh alleviate overload. That means dia kurangkan bila kita dah overload information tu, dia tapiskan information overload tu. Okay. And sekarang we go to pen away, the oil of strength. So the oil of strength kenapa? Sebab it helps us to feel stronger, to face our emotional wounds and supports the mind in staying cool and collected. So use these oils if you have feelings of exhaustion, fear of emotion, you don't want to face your emotion, or pain. Okay. For emotion, for exhaustion, the opposite emotion is energy, and the alarm points is muscle, which is at the base of the spine, dekat belakang, base, and it's kat bawah spine, and the affirmation is I nurture myself. Now, fear of emotion, dia tak mau face emotion dia. Okay, the alarm point is not the feeling, alarm point is fascia. That's an error here, and the affirmation is I let go and allow. So fascia ni dia punya acupuncture point is on the left outer of the palm, kat luar palm tu. Okay, dekat, nanti I will show you up there. And emotion of pain, the opposite emotion is vibrate, and the affirmation is I am alive. Sorry formatting kat sini lari sikit. I think daripada atas tadi dah lari. So the application, the alarm point is injury. Injury dia punya acupuncture point ni is at the top of the shoulder, dekat atas, kiri dan kanan. Tip, at the tip, hujung shoulder tu. Okay, so you can apply it there. And you keep your affirmation of I am alive. Sekarang kita go to purification. Purification ni pun banyak usage dia. Okay, it helps with forgiveness and letting go mainly that's what it does. So it's bagus sangat to help you deal with feelings of anger, feelings of being alone, rejection, fear of seeing, negative thoughts, or erroneous thoughts, or recognition, and violence. So I've put violence together with anger. Tapi anger punya opposite emotion is actually laughter. Violence punya opposite emotion is direction. The reason I put it together is the alarm points is the same. It's the liver. Okay. And the affirmation is my direction is clear for anger, or I express peace. Okay, for violence. I'm just checking the chat. Sekejap ya. You should be applying the oils here. You have to apply the oils dekat the alarm points, and then you have to breathe the oil dalam tangan, cupping. You buat cupping, and then you breathe the hand. How to spell fascia? F-A-S-C-I-A. Fascia tu dia, it's the tissue which is in between your skin and your muscle, and your skin, your flesh, and your muscle. Okay. Alright, so I move on to purification. So I was saying sorry tadi. So anger ni dia punya alarm point is the liver, but the acupuncture alarm point is on the nipple itself. Okay. And your affirmation is my direction is clear, and for violence is I express peace. Now kalau you have feelings of being alone, okay, bukan takut seorang, you have feelings that you are alone. So the opposite emotion is united, and the alarm point is staff, which is under your right ear, near your jaw, below the ear. Okay? And the affirmation is be all here. Okay? So rejection. The opposite emotion to rejection is acceptance. And the alarm points is the lungs. And the affirmation is I accept all that I am. Okay, lungs ni dia dekat middle upper front side of your body, middle upper tapi kiri kanan, middle upper, so right above your breast. Alright, now fear of seeing, the opposite emotion is awareness. The alarm points is the eyes. And your affirmation is it is safe to see. Don't put the oil in your eyes as the thing. You have to put it at the acupuncture point of the eye, yeah, which is under the left toe, okay, ataupun the tip of the second and third finger, right? So for negative thoughts, the opposite emotion is truth. The affirmation is I let go of illusions. And the alarm points is bacteria. Bacteria ni the alarm point, the acupuncture point is just above the belly button. Okay, so you support kat situ, lepas tu you you buat affirmation, I let go of illusions. Okay, and recognition, feelings of recognition. Okay, the opposite emotion is freedom. The alarm points is filter, and the affirmation is it is safe to be seen. Filter ni dekat mana? Filter ni dekat the base of your skull, behind your ear, the right and left side. Okay? I'll read the comments kejap to see if there's any questions. Yes. Okay. All right, so we move on. RC, which is the oil of breath. Ni pun I suka. Tapi I use this for my sinus lah. RC helps express ourselves better, and it releases attachment to the past. So if you're feeling depletion, sadness, ataupun stagnation of energy flow, ataupun inability to let go of grief or pain, you can use RC. Okay. The opposite side of depletion is rejuvenated. The affirmation is I take care of myself, and the alarm points is the lymphatic congestion. Lymphatic congestion dia dekat sini, right under the left, dekat the armpits, on this side, the left side. Okay, for stagnation of energy flow boleh sapu kat heart, solar plexus, yeah. When you hold on to things, sometimes you suffocate and you cannot move on. So that's why sometimes our breath becomes shallow. So RC can actually help with that. Okay. Now RC dah 10th oil dah. We are at the 11th oil, which is spearmint. Spearmint ni kalau ada anak-anak dara yang malas ni ke, tapi dia kena be active participant lah, tak boleh lah suruh kita paksa dia buat kan. So it helps with feelings of laziness. Bukan kita rasa dia malas, dia sendiri kena rasa dia malas baru dia boleh buat. So it helps with feelings of laziness, right? And the opposite emotion is initiative. The affirmation is I am motivated. The alarm points is the pancreatic duct. Pancreatic duct dia dekat sini. Dia dekat juga dengan tadi RC tu kan, tapi dia dalam sikit lagi. Right there. Okay, so spearmint helps with being a little bit proactive and initiative lah. Alright, so that's the end of our feelings, emotional release with the essential oils from the starter bundle kit. Okay. Okay. Sekejap. So no questions ya. I continue sekejap sebab ada nak add some things here. Right. So now to do this emotional release kan, you must release the trapped negative emotion. Guys, I'm in a call. Hold on.
So
Sorry. Sorry Liz, okay, I'm back. Anak I dalam masuk bilik, it's okay. So you have to release a negative emotion before you can receive positive feelings. So the old must make place for the new. Essential oils ni dia boleh tolong kita, tapi it helps us to take a look within because they foster the right environment for healing. But it will not do the work. It will not do the work for us because we have to do the work for ourselves, right? We have to bring the emotion to consciousness. We have to say the affirmations, okay? And another quick note, in case ada yang nak treat multiple emotions, you can do that using the same oils. So just do it one after another. Ataupun you nak treat multiple emotions with different oils, boleh juga ya. You can do it one immediately following the other. And another thing, quite an important note is as a parent, kalau you want to do a session with your child, you can actually apply the oils to your child and kita apply the oils to the appropriate emotional acupuncture points. Tapi as usual, kids you boleh dilute lah untuk diorang ya. And you can even verbalize the affirmation together with your child. Okay? So, yep, that's the end of my presentation. So I hope this session has been beneficial and bermanfaat for you and your family. And I hope it wasn't too long. And thank you so much. And I'm so sorry terkurang here and there and the start was a bit bumpy. So I apologize about that. And thank you for staying through.
Thank you, Sue. Best gila, Sherry.
Thank you.
So much.
Tapi
Finally,
actually
after being silver, baru kita dapat dengar Sue tau. Oh, yeah.
Aduh. Tapi kan actually we don't realise right, the starter bundle kits dia actually boleh buat full emotional release with just the starter bundle kits.
Exactly.
We always think it's the feelings kit and the specialty oils, tapi you go back to basics pun boleh juga.
Yeah, so that's why it's so worthy kan to get the starter kit, especially at this point of time.
Definitely.
That we are ni. So please guys, you guys have members now. Start enrolling people and let them get their own kit. Betul tak, Su?
Betul, and let them understand that emotional essential oils ni bukan untuk physical ailment saja.
Exactly.
Dia for emotional and mental.
Yeah. One thing I realised, this you guys from Oilala group ni kan semua suara sedap-sedap. You, Eda, Faiza, Faz.
Oh, thank you, Liz.
Faz nak cakap apa-apa, Faz? Silakan.
Oh, hi
Hi,
everybody.
Faz.
Hey, hi Sue. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much. I learned so much. Nak kena repeat lah your slides ni. I couldn't quite catch everything. Macam
I did go quite fast, yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's actually
a lot
quite a
I actually
bit.
don't know about. So banyak lagi lah. Actually, I think from now we might want to start with. It's good for us to share this with our new members, kan, and get them to use the oils more. And nantilah that's the oils from the PSK, kan. So yeah, well, I kind of have a question actually, Sue. I don't know if you can, with regards to this emotional wellness, ni kan. How about, if there are emotions that we have somewhat, buried in the past, and maybe is there such a thing that it's buried that you don't even, you're not even able to recognize or acknowledge it? I mean, how would you, and without realizing that it's actually stopping you from moving on from whatever it is that you need to move on from, kan?
Right.
Is there a versatile oil, I mean, that we can, I don't know, is there such a thing?
I'm not an expert on the subjects, tapi no, but it's okay. I mean, but I do know that if you find yourself repeating the same negative pattern, right? That's one of the key indicators that you are going through something, because you say if you're going through it and you don't know, but if you find yourself repeatedly behaving negatively in the same situation, then that's an indication that there's an emotional pattern that has formed, which is negative. But from this session, everything that I have taken from here is that you have to be able to recognize that negative emotion, and you have to be able to bring it up to the conscious level. So if it's in your subconscious, there is an oil which is Panaway, which deals with fear of emotion. That means if you don't want to deal with your emotion, perhaps you can start with that, and you start feeling the emotions, and then you have to bring it to conscious awareness, because it cannot work if you don't bring it to conscious awareness. As far as I know lah, that's my level of knowledge.
It's very true. Dan juga pada I think kita kena start, that's why lah, bila kita ada keinginan nak buat all this releasing, meaning we are already touching base with our own self, with our own body. So from there, insyaAllah kita ada insting kita akan rasa apa yang perlu kita perbaiki untuk diri kita, insyaAllah. Macam tu.
InsyaAllah.
So when we start one step, pasti akan ada lagi step seterusnya, kan? So anyway, for this session, alhamdulillah, kita dah record in our YouTube. So you guys can just keep on tengok lah. Kalau tak faham-faham tu kita ulang sampailah kita faham. Kan, ada banyak masa ni, right? So thank you again, Sue. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of Alala, all of you, and all the best for everyone, right?
Thank you so much, Liz, for allowing me the opportunity, and thank you so much, Faz. And I'm sorry about the postponement from yesterday. So hopefully you all enjoyed that session. Thank you so much. Bye.
So worth it to wait.